Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast. Welcome back everyone. This episode will be about pros and cons being your own boss, where we will give you our honest insight in how it is to be your own boss, what we could choose if we could choose again, what regrets we have on starting the 101% podcast, some good quotes and stories. Let's get started. So, Annika, when was it you should on this job interview?
Yeah, that's right. I went on an interview yesterday and I haven't had time to catch up with you later. But I just moved down to the southern part of Norway to still focus on my MMA career and go all in. But I also need a job on the side of it to take care of the finances and everything. So I've been applying for a few jobs as a social worker that gives me fuel and that I'm passionate about. And yesterday I actually was accepted. I got the job.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. I haven't had the time to tell you yet, but I'm very happy about that. It is at a department under the hospital in the southern Norway region where people that struggle with substance abuse comes to us for a short period of time to be examined, basically, if there are other challenges according to mental health or these kind of things that they need help with. And then we can recommend them to go further to this kind of treatment or these things. So it is a very exciting job. I'm really happy that I got accepted and I'm very hyped to start.
So it's very good. That's interesting to work with people and help people, and you're absolutely the right person. So they are very good luck. They have you. You have a lot of experience in many areas. So absolutely will help the people who need help over there.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love social work and I'm very passionate about it. So in one form or another, I want to always do something that is according to social work. And right now, the field of substance abuse and mental health is something that I really admire, really find huge interest in. And I'm very excited to develop as a social worker as well, working in such a good environment of high quality people.
Sounds great. Is this a full-time job, or when you're gonna train your MMA, gonna take some little bit now, a little bit then, or how are you gonna do it?
Yes, exactly like that. So I feel like MMA demands everything of you. I am not in a position where I can work full-time because I'm not able to just dip my toes into the MMA career. I take it seriously. I am focusing a lot about training, so I don't have the capacity basically to work full-time, but I need to work a bit to take care of finances. I'm also communicating with several sponsors. I have several sponsors on my team that are already helping me a lot with taking care of these kind of things. So I really appreciate that. That way I don't have to work full-time. So this will also be just a part-time job to earn some money, keep the social work field active, and go all into the MMA still.
Great way to do it. Sounds like a way to get success.
Thank you. And you are going all into your career as well. You are CEO of this business. You are the head man, the main man of this business. How is it?
It's great. Great on many things. Today's episode, pros and cons about being your own boss. You and me will talk about and tell us the good thing and the bad thing about being your own boss. So we'll start about the pros, the good things, and that is you have freedom of your own life. You can wake up every day and decide what you want to do. So that is an amazing feeling, and that's something I always want to be in 101% control of my own life. So that's great. I stand up, I can do that. If now, just take my daughter and my passport and I go to Thailand now. I can do that. No one can stop me. But of course, that's not so smart decision because If I do that, we use a lot of money, and then it will be very hard when I come back. So I cannot do it, but if I want, I can. So it's so great to have the freedom to do that. And later on, when we built up this business and we get more money, and we can start to do things like that. But that was freedom, and totally control of your life. And for me, it's much more meaning, to work with this, because this is something I have so interesting in, and it's so exciting to be your own boss, decide, control your life on the work, and you control your life on the private. So it gives me a lot of excitement. Stand up, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna create and fix this and learn with this one. So for me personally, I get a lot of pleasure of it, to be my own boss. It's a very good feeling. I'm so proud also, So, and for me, personal, I never like to take orders. You have to go do this and this and this. I not like it. But it has never been some problem for me, because if I sign up and I work, I meet up and I do what I get told to do. Of course, you have to do that when you work for people. But I never like to be commanded. You have to do this and this. So no one command me. I do what I want self. And if I want to do much, I do much. And if I want to do a little bit, I do a little bit. But of course, I do very, very much more than I do when I work for others, because if we want to have succeed, I have to do that. So, and I got much more happy now, because it's so interesting to be your own boss and work about something you like. I feel more happy. You can plan your life, decide your life. So I love to be my own boss. That's some of the pros. I have more, but I can hear a little bit from you too, Annika, before I tell more.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the same, especially the freedom. Now, of course, I am not only invested in this business. I have a couple of other things going on with my MMA career, as I mentioned, and the social work career. But it is a dream to be full-time my own boss in the way that you are now, because of the freedom. If you need to go here or do this, you can. Also, it's a lot about that you choose your own happiness. When we run this business together, we run it all. We run the topics. We invite the guests, as we have just started doing now. We decide what we want to talk about, why it is important to us. So when you are in charge of something, you are much more happy, because you choose your happiness, you choose what to focus on. And also, I feel like this business has so much purpose to us. It is, as we have talked a lot about, the legacy. If I were to die soon in an accident, this business is the number one thing I'm most proud of about everything I've said here, everything I stand for, the reason I've done this and this in my life, the choices I've made now with MMA, with my marriage, with my religion, with my family, with my friends. Everything that I'm doing in my life, I have been explaining to a certain degree here. And I want that to be my legacy. This is the way I think about things. And this business brings so much purpose into my life. So I hope that one day I can also only go all in this business. Yeah, to just eliminate the factors that kind of sometimes drain you of things or force you to focus about certain types of things.
Absolutely. We will work 101% hard to get this one, so you and me can live about this business in the future. And about other things, so it pros for me. When you are your own boss, you can do a lot of things that employees can't. For example, every day if I want, I can drive my daughter to the school, and I can go pick she up to the school. I can take she out of school when I want and go for holidays. So it's a lot of things that if you work the ordinary 8 to 4, you usually cannot do that. And another thing, so it's great about being your own boss, that you push yourself more. You always have to perform, and you always have to make things better. But if not, your business is not gonna go well. So it's you get the most out of yourself. So that's also a great thing. And you learn a lot on many areas. You have to be good on many different areas. And you train yourself, and you become better to good decisions, and you also learn to handle stress better. If you don't handle it well, it's not going to go well for you. So that's great things.
Definitely. And I think what you're saying is that you are more responsible in your life. When you run your own business, you have a lot of pressure on yourself, but it is a privilege to have that kind of opportunity. And also, everything in life is hard, but you need to choose your hard. Running your own business is hard, but it is harder to go in a job that you don't enjoy as much as you should. And as you say, you are the CEO, so you as a person need to develop, you need to handle stress, you need to be educating yourself about this and these things because you are responsible for everything. And I think this goes for every job in the world when you are working to be happy and to enjoy your job. But especially when you run your own, you're more aware of these things, I would say.
Absolutely. And for me, the coins, that it is a lot of work all the time. Usually I work from my stand-up until I go sleep and have a little bit break in the day and training and stay with my daughter. But most of my day is working from I wake up until I sleep. And when I'm not working, I think about working all the time. And I know I put in so much hours. It is good enough. But if I have a little bit break or go to the city or do something, I always feel bad. Because I feel I should work, I should do more. I haven't run a business for so long time, but for me now, as a fresh business owner, I always is on. I never off. Always my brain thinking about working, and I try to relax, think about other thing, and I do a little bit, but then my brain goes back all the time. Because in the future, when I work about this for a long time and the business built up and go better, I'm gonna be better on this, I think so. But no, I'm always at work. And it is a lot of responsibilities because we have to perform. And as for now, we haven't had anyone we can ask about this because we don't know anyone who run this business. So we have to learn ourselves so much. And but I look at this as a challenge, and I think it's funny because how well we will do. So it's a lot of responsibility. It's much more stress than a regular job because when you are finished with your 8 to 4 job, you come home. Then you need to think about your job before the next day you meet on the job. So that's some of the coins. I have more, but maybe you want to say something, Annika?
I think that from what you're saying, there are many pros. And then on the flip side of it, the cons are that, or the pros are that you alone are in charge of these things and you choose your happiness and you choose the speed and you choose this and this and you are so free because you choose. But the flip side of that is kind of that when you choose, you should always put in the work. No one else is doing it for you. So you're talking about a constant feeling of not doing enough.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you feel the same, Annika?
Yeah, I do. And I always do. As a social worker and in all the jobs I've had, I've always been reflecting a lot upon it after I go home. What could I do better? What for next time? Is it something I can do to change this and this to make it even better? So I think that we are like this as people, but especially in this business as well. You work a lot more than me. You are the main person of this business. You work all the time. You're doing all the editing and you have a lot more responsibility than I do. So I want to give you all the creds for everything that we do. And I try to participate as well as I possibly can. We talk a lot throughout the week. We do a lot together as well with planning and with all of these kind of things. But I always feel that I should do better because this is our project. I'm proud of this podcast and I want it to be as good as possible. And also over for you. I respect you so much and all the work that you're doing that you deserve only my best performances. So I feel pressure because it is so important to perform well, both for us and for you.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And very good luck. I have you on our team. We are a very good team together, and I'm so happy we make podcast episode together. And you know, after you come back to Norway, you start to work much more about the podcast, and because you have been very busy in Thailand, and I understand that. And I know you work a lot more about the podcast after you come, so I'm very happy for that. And it will only become more and more, so that's so great. And so good when you are a team. Yeah, we can help each other, and you is good in something, and I'm is good in something else, and we can give feedback. So it's so great to be together in the business.
Definitely, and I really appreciate our team. I really look up to you as a teammate and everything that we have going on for us. So I'm really happy about that. And I just wanted to ask you, do you feel like it is lonely to run your own business? As you mentioned, you don't know anyone who does it. There's so many things you cannot ask anyone about. And you have had many different responsibilities than I have had. So you have had to learn yourself a lot of new skills that you knew nothing about with this editing and all of these things. Is it lonely to be a CEO, to not have colleagues in the same way?
Gentleman never tells. Yes, it is. Sometimes, yeah, it is. It's very exciting, and I very focused when I do it. So I not have so much time to think about. But it is a lonely ride, as you say, because we don't know so many as doing this one. And in a way, you separate yourself a little bit from the society, yeah. And when you work about this one, so it's because it's very different than a lot of other people do. So it is lonely sometimes, yeah, but it's also very exciting. But yeah, missed that. It had been funny to have someone else who do this, talk with someone else who do the same, yeah. But I know in the future we're gonna have more and more guests and speak with more and more people. So in the future we can start to meet a lot of people that do the same. So that will be very interesting. Share the mindset, share the challenges, share the good things. So that's one thing I look very forward to. But sometimes it's lonely, yeah, and it's good we have each other, yeah. Us work on the same thing and understand what we're facing, and so that's great. What do you think about this business? Are you lonely sometimes?
No, I feel like I have you as my partner, so we talk a lot throughout the week. So I don't feel lonely, but I agree with you in the way of like, it's not so many minds that we hang out with, that we talk about the same visions maybe. Why do we run the business? What is our ambitions? But new doors are opening. We have been in contact with several new people that has become that has been introduced to our lives, and that is very cool because we grow, we develop all the time. Life is very dynamic, so I feel like it is cool. We are getting to know new people and new mindsets, and we are growing a lot too.
Absolutely, it's a very exciting journey, yeah. Go from one place in a life to another one, so it's very exciting for the journey.
Definitely. And I just wanted to mention that I think that for some people, it is not necessary to be your own boss. Some people really enjoy working for a case or working for an organization or this and that. And I have a lady that I have for a very long time looked up to. Her name was Kari Kilén. She was a pioneer in the children's services in Norway. And she unfortunately passed away recently, but she was working enthusiastically in the children's services system until the day she died. And I'm not quite sure, but I think she was over 90 years old. She was dedicated until the end, and she was recently in a podcast where she explains her passion, and I think that is just beautiful. That inspires me a lot. And I think many people work for the system for the right reasons. But for us, we want to be our own bosses because we want to have that freedom that we're describing. And we see the value in these things, and we kind of prioritize that value so high that for us, that is the goal. That is what we want the most.
Absolutely. I would like to read a quote, yeah, from Apple's CEO, Tim Cook. There's a saying that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. At Apple, I learned that this is total crock. You work harder than you ever thought possible, but the tools will feel light in your hands. So that was a great one.
That is a very good one. And I think that is what it's about. And it is a lot about mindset too. But for me, I look at it this way. If you have a timeline, maybe you get 80 years on this earth, maybe more if you're lucky. But the timeline is like this. I started working when I was from family and stuff very early, probably like 11, 12 years old. But for an organization, getting paychecks into my account, I was 13 years old. So I started then. And we don't know how much time we get, but let's say you're here until 80. Then usually you retire at maybe 70. You worked 50, 55 years of your life. That is more time than you have done in anything else. And you need a certain amount of sleep. You need to work this and this many hours to get your payment. And then you only have very little time left to be you on your free time. And my point here is that I don't want my job to be so far away from who I am as a person. I want to either work with things as a social worker that really, really means a lot to me, and I can use all of myself, or I want to run my own days. And especially in this business, which is our legacy, which is a project that we're really proud about and really happy. This podcast makes me so happy. And that is the purpose, because for many, many years, we're going to work. And if you go to work every day with something that you enjoy, feel that it fills your life with purpose, that is so important, because if not, you are spending the majority of your life in something that is draining you, and that is very sad.
Absolutely. So it's you have to try to find out what you want in life, and work hard and prepare for it and go for it, because time flies and suddenly life is over.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I'm gonna choose to be my own boss every day and twice on Sunday. This choice to start the 101% podcast together with you, Annika, I have no regrets. This gives me so much fulfillment and happiness, so I not regret it at all. Love to be in control of my own life, and it's also very interesting to work with this. Hopefully we give out a lot of good information that can help people to get a better life. That's all that this podcast is about.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was totally the right choice.
But what do you mean twice on Sunday? I didn't quite understand it.
It's just a funny one, I hear. Yeah, I will choose it every day at the week and twice at Sunday. Yeah. So it's just a little bit funny quote. I like it.
Right. So when you prepare for the new week, you're even more certain that this is right.
Yes.
Right.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is good.
So I have reflected a little bit about this. Yeah. Why didn't I start before my own business? And I have actually worked 21 years now for other people before I finally start my own business. And I asked myself many times, why didn't I start before? I should start long time ago. But it can be many things, but maybe I wasn't brave enough. I feel I didn't know enough, and things wasn't ready and this, but the things is never ready. You just have to prepare yourself as good as you can, and then you just start. But for 21 years, I work for other people, and I'm grateful for all the places I work, and I always did my best where I was and was respectful for people. So it had been great. I learned a lot about the work at the sea. Yeah, it was a little bit funny at the start, but after a little while, it was not so funny. Yeah, but it helped me live an exciting life where I can live in Thailand and travel a lot. So that was great about the 12 and a half years at the sea. And my other jobs on the land, someone I like and someone I didn't like so much, but always happy to be there because it helped me put food on the table. But I should start before. It's a tough life. Norway is a great country to stay in, but it's very expensive to stay here. So it's just not to stop work and start yourself. You have to prepare yourself. And for me, I save money for many years so I can do this. And I also sold my apartment and risk that. So that's two of the reasons I could do this as I did now. It's a very risky move, but it's absolutely something I not regret. because I'm so much more happy, and I can really work on something for the first time, really like and interesting. After 21 years working, I finally work about something I really like and have interest for. So I think about the other people's. If you don't like your job, you have to learn yourself new skills and work hard to try to find another job you like better, your dream job. Or for the other people who maybe want to start a business, you just have to work hard for many years and prepare yourself as good as you can, and then just start, because time flies and suddenly your life is over.
Life is too short. That is something I'm thinking about a lot these days. Life is too short. You're not guaranteed anything in this life, what's going to happen or how long time you have. So don't take things for granted. And this mentality has made me have more and more of a black and white mentality. Things that I don't want to do, I don't. Things that doesn't fuel me, I don't watch it or I don't listen to it. And things that are not beneficial or helpful to me, I just don't waste any time on it anymore, because life is too short. And in an earlier episode about Stoic mindset, we learned a lot about how it can be helpful to think about things in a Stoic way. And one of the quotes we read there is that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And I think that this is so common. Our fears and doubts and excuses for everything makes us paralyzed. We're only standing there, and these kind of things make us just, the fear is building up, the doubt in ourselves is building up, so we just don't even take the shot. And then what if you fail now? What if you fail? It's not even an option in your mind, so it's not going to happen. But what if something happened? Then what? It's not the end of the world. Then you lived your dream. What if I fail my MMA career? I don't make it to the UFC or something. Then what? Should I just sit down and regret the last 6.5 years I had in my MMA career? I've learned so much. I've had so many fights in different countries of the world. I've gotten to know some of the best people I know. I found my husband through MMA. If it wasn't for MMA, I would never be in that place where we met. And these kind of things, I wouldn't go to Thailand for a year and be closer to my nephew and meet good friends. So the journey is the purpose. You need to take that chance, you know?
Absolutely. That's right. And it's the way and the journey you are on that's who is interesting. You learn something, and so many good things happen with you. So you have live a very exciting life. So I have some quote I would like to read today. The big day with many quotes today. Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Both have a right. Only one get rich. And the next one? Or you want to say something?
No, that was just extremely well said. I think I need to let that sink in. Maybe, would you repeat it, please?
Yeah. Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Both have a right. Only one get rich.
Wow.
Good one. And the next one, life as a man is endless work and stress for the benefit of others. It's how it is and how it will always be. The sooner you accept that and perform, the sooner you will fill the void inside. Great quote from our friend Andrew Tate. So that was just a couple of quotes I have. I have more, but I will say a little bit later in an episode.
Awesome. I really, really like them, both of them. And I am very happy with the life that we're living now. It is about taking charge. You are responsible for your own happiness. And this podcast we have been talking about for years, dreaming about, sparring a little bit about, being enthusiastic and hopeful. And then we were like, okay, go. The time is now. It is not tomorrow. We started this business in a short amount of time when we first decided now is go time. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm really proud of how far we've come in a short amount of time. And we do exciting things. We have a lot of exciting things coming for us with guests that will come here and share their thoughts with us. We'll get to know more and more great people. We are in the beginning of that. We just interviewed our first guest, and it was such a privilege. You create these meetings, interactions with people with so legendary stories, and you get to know them and investigate. It is so exciting to get to know a new person on a deep level. So this is such a privilege, and we decide our days. I'm working a lot these days on our new newsletter that is for free. We will send it out every week. In the beginning of the week, every Monday, we'll send you a newsletter. Please sign up if you're interested. I'm not going to spoil so much what it's about, but go into our webpage, the 101% written in letters, podcast.com, and sign up. And you have good things coming into your inbox every single week. And also the community group that we have started on Facebook is also something I'm very dedicated about these days. It is a group you have to sign up to become a member, because it is a closed group only for the people that want to be there, that want to be enthusiastic about the other members' progress and process, where we can share for each other, we can be accountability partners for each other. And this is a passion I have, because I know many people has written to us and said that they have doubts or they see challenges more than opportunities. And this is a good way to start to communicate your thoughts and find supporters in a community close to you.
Absolutely. It's amazing. You wake up every Monday morning, tired, not in the mood. You open your mailbox and there you have amazing letter from Annika with motivation, good quotes, thing going on, and you read that and it make your day already. You're happy already in the Monday morning. You're full of energy, ready to go to your job and crush it. So absolutely sign up to this amazing newsletter.
Please do. It is supposed to flip the switch, the light switch. It's Monday morning, it's your week, you decide. And please do, as Joakim, to decide twice on Sunday what you're going to do the following week, because that was awesome. And if you want to sign up for the community group as well, you can do it by sending us a DM or an email on our webpage. And then we will invite you into that closed community.
Sounds great. And another quote. Everyone is jealous of what you got. No one is jealous of how you got it. This is a great one. And it's so easy when people see successful people, oh, they want the same. Yeah, they want the same, but are you willing to do the same this successful person did to get all his succeed? So choose to be a good person. Cheer for others. Wish the best for others. An amazing thing will happen for your own life. And do you guys remember Kenny? The things I talk about in episode 24 and 25, Awaken the Giant Within. Do you guys remember what it stands for? Kenny, constant and never-ending improvement. It's an amazing philosophy of life. So it's absolutely worth to live after.
I think it's awesome. And as you say, no one sees the price that you're paying today to become who you are tomorrow. So trust your own process. Don't look so much for confirmations around you in people, because people will never understand your reasons for doing it anyway. So trust yourself, feel confident, and sprint with people that want to see you running over that finish line. I think that is extremely important. And also, as you say, the more I work and the more I grow and the more I develop, the more I appreciate the work everyone else is doing, because you see the price that someone has paid. A fighter is no longer just a cool guy. Wow, he won that fight. But then I think about, wow, so many years of dedication. So when you start looking for these things, they become even more amazing in your eyes, because they are more amazing than you have understood.
Absolutely. Okay. Is there something more you want to say, Annika, or shall we call it a day?
Let's call it a day and stay excited for the next one.
If you like this episode and feel it gave you a lot of value, it would be great if you can share it with a friend. Today's episode was recorded 9th January 2025. If you like this show, come back for more. because we have a lot of great episodes will coming up, and we will have a lot of guests in the future on our podcast. We will keep giving out 2 episodes every week, and we can promise you that we will always do our best to make as good content as we can for you guys. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.